Good morning. Awesome morning. As we connect to our social media outlets across the country, across the world, and our conference call lines as well.
Welcome to the conference. To the conference ID, followed by the pound key. Moderator ID accepted.
Good morning, awesome morning, incredible morning. We'd like to welcome you to the TMMG, the Mavette Way Mastermind Group. Mastermind Podcast. That features the King and Queen breakthrough team and myself, the host, Mr. C. Podcast 121. I'd like to welcome our business associates, our family, our friends, community coach, trainer, investors. We understand that Africa's in the house. Our friends from Ghana, how are you? The Caribbean, how are you? Gotta throw love out to Jamaica. I hear they're chiming in. Also viewing our replays. So welcome to you. Our friends in Japan, what's happening? India. How are you? And of course, the United States of America. As we focus across the country, as we focus on what's happening across the country, what is the breakthrough thought for today? Does successful leadership call for mastery of details? Does successful leadership call for mastery of details? Let me get your attention this morning because money always gets individuals' attention. And I'm just showing it just to get your attention. That's all I'm showing it for. But it does have to do, what I'm going to talk about does have to do with money. But also it's a reflection on many other things when you're trying to accomplish a certain goal. In anything. Write this down. You don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. If we're talking about mastery of details, write this down. You do not get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate. A major key to negotiation is this. I want you to listen very closely. A major key to negotiation is this. People ask me, Well, how did you set up where you negotiated a deal with a $1 billion hedge fund where it's constructed where you can start with 10,000 and it immediately goes to 200,000? That deal and many other deals I've been able to put together over the last few years and this year as well. You do not get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate. But think about this now, because it does relate to what's happening in our present society. Whether right, wrong, or indifferent, because many people have opinions out there. And I am not a spiritual leader. I am not a motivational speaker. I am a business investor. I invest in businesses. I invest in real estate. I invest in the market and invest in people. One of the major keys to negotiation is this. You listen. It has to do with money, and it has to do with anything you desire in life. Always remember, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. And here's another one. Here we go. Before I give you the combination of major key to start negotiations. Life ain't fair. You gotta make it fair. Don't look for your opponent to be fair. Especially if your opponent is one of power. Don't look for them to be fair because they don't want to give up the power. Okay, let's flip the script. If you're the one of power, the one who's controlling things, would you want to give it up? And some of you, yeah, I would give it up. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. It's a subconscious thing. You got the power subconsciously. Everything that you have, you've created subconsciously. So now it's in your subconscious mind. You won't want to give it up. So your opponent's not fair. You got to make them be fair. So you fight power with power. However, they got to feel that you're powerful. So the first key to negotiation, or one of them, there are many, but here's a major one. You ready? You got to get them to pay attention. I mean, really pay attention. Like 110%. I'm paying attention to what you're saying. However, once you do that, this is where the ball's dropped. You get them to pay attention. But you don't have the details of what you want to talk about. Or you don't have leadership or a leader to negotiate. A leader that has a understanding of the mastery of details. What details do you mean, Mr. C? The details that get you what you want. Those details. And there's a whole bunch of other components. You need to be a master asker. You need to have a perspective on how they're thinking. And once you understand how they're thinking, you are even smart enough to let them think that they came up with the idea. Or want to contribute to the idea. So you got to involve them in the process. I'm just saying, I'm crazy on pay attention. Man. But once you get them to pay attention, you got to take the next move, and you got to move quickly, efficiently, and effectively. Do not hesitate. Do not procrastinate. What you do when you negotiate and you make millionaire and billionaire money moves. And also when you negotiate for fairness. I'm just saying. Woo, Mr. C. Sorry, life ain't fair. You gotta make it fair. And once you understand the game, back in the day when they grew up in what they call, at my time, the hood, there was a saying, don't be mad at the player, be mad at the game. In business, is don't be mad at the player and don't be mad at the game. You need to learn the game. And once you learn the game, that means you can compete. Doesn't mean you're always going to win. And sometimes you learn the game by failing in the game, as long as you don't quit the game. Business. How do you learn business? By failing in business. And as Napoleon Hill calls it in Think and Grow Rich, it's really a temporary defeat. Because if you're persistent, you've heard it, persistence beats resistance. You can manifest money. But once you understand the subconscious mind game, you understand, don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. Don't let them bamboozle you. Don't let them whoop-de-whoop, wop-de-wop bamboozle you. Don't listen to what they say. That's part of the negotiations. Okay, it's been, now let me watch what you do. Don't leave saying, okay, it's okay. No, Let's get that checklist of things that needs to be done. That's why you have to master details. But when you got them paying attention, that's a major step. Look out throughout history. Let's go look throughout history. Whenever there was a acknowledgement, when there was a uprising, when there was a mutual focus on what's right and what's wrong, and there was individuals working together to express themselves, and it gets real emotional. And things start to happen. Things that make people pay attention. God ain't no joke. Universe ain't no joke. There's always going to be something to make people pay attention. It's happening throughout history. But there was times where people moved forward and took advantage of it because they understood the details, and there are individuals who dropped the ball. Life is not fair. You got to make it fair. And you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. I'm sorry. But once you understand that game, it's like when athletes, they have agents. Why do they have agents? Because they don't want to get emotional when they negotiate. They don't want to go too low, they don't want to go too high. So that's why you hire an agent who will negotiate for you. Why do you need to negotiate? Because the other team ain't going to just give it to you. They ain't going to always, a lot of times, they ain't going to give you what you deserve. You got to understand your value, what you feel you deserve, and you got to present it. That's why in negotiation, people are holding out, or they do what they got to do, but they're paying attention to detail. They know the game. They know the game. If people gave people what they were valued, people wouldn't have to hold out in sports. If people gave companies what they valued, they wouldn't have to hold out in reference to negotiating. This is a money game, and it's related to life too. Power don't want to give up power. So you got to fight power with power. Numbers is power. That's power. When the numbers wake up and they initiate the power. Watch this. 5% of people control 95% of the wealth in America. 5% of the people control 95%. When the 95% wake up, and not all the 95%, but a nice little chunk of that 95% wake up and say, They start to shake things up. Then the 5% say, Now you got them listening. I'm crazy, don't pay attention to me. That's how you think and grow rich. Riches is not just rich in money. Rich could be rich in power. And it's not like some people want to take over the power. And there's other individuals like, just give us a piece of the power. Let's don't leave us powerless. We ain't trying to just take over. We just want a piece of the power. Like you hear the piece of the pie? Piece of the pie, what it mean? Let's work on making this game fair. But the only way to make the game fair is you got to get a piece of the power. Once you're going to pay attention, get ready to negotiate. Because if you don't, time will pass and it'll go back to where it used to be. History always repeats itself. And if you look at when you did it, the right things when history transitioned, and you look at when you did the wrong things. Don't be bamboozled. Don't you think that they're going to try to make it fair, whoever they are. Who are they? I don't know who they are, but they know who they are. That's why this is the time to make a shoot. If you're an entrepreneur and you got the right mindset, while there's an imbalance, while things, people are paying attention to a whole bunch of different things, that's the time to maneuver because the power is shaking up. That's when you can manifest some money, baby, and manifest other things as well. It's the time to make money. And to obtain power. You're already getting a piece of the pie. Now it's time to get a piece of the power. That's something to think about. I'm crazy, don't pay attention to me. Woo! It's going to be real interesting. Real interesting. Control with your mind, not your emotion. That's another piece. Let your emotion come up with creativity that will help you come up with the details. You need to be emotional. Oh, absolutely. You need to be emotional. For sure. Oh, they need to feel some emotion. Then you got to be strategic. And focused. And even if you don't know exactly what you want, don't tell nobody this. Make believe you know what you want. Even though you don't know exactly what you want, make believe you know what you want. Well, how can you figure it out if you don't know what you want? Shh. Be a master asker. Ask them questions and listen. Listen. And they'll tell you what they have. And then when they tell you what they have, say, oh, we want that. So if you're emotional, tell. No. Oh, if you don't know exactly what you want, ask questions. Well, what about this? And what about that? And what's going to happen when this happens? And what's going to have them come up with some answers. Then once they tell you, you decide what you want. But you got to get their attention. Then once you get their attention, then you ask the questions, and then they'll have to answer you. So even if you know exactly what you want, ask them. They'll tell you, and then throw it back at them. Okay, yeah, I want that. It ain't easy, but it ain't really hard. How do you negotiate? You gotta listen to them. Mimic them. Let them feel like they also contribute to the idea. But there's a whole bunch of other stuff. But those are the basics. You want to master money? You want to manifest money? How you do it? Think it into existence. And infinite intelligence will give you the right questions to ask. Just got to ask. God, give me the right questions. And listen. Write this down. One of the keys to negotiate the greatness that you deserve. Another piece, you need to be a master asker. Are you writing this stuff down? Not a master teller. See, when you ask questions, now you get them to think. Who are them? They know who them are. I don't know who them are. Whoever them are. Once you got them answering your questions, who got the power now? Once you get them answering your questions, who got the power? Remember in school when the teacher started asking you questions, who had the power? The teacher. Flip the questions to the teacher. What happens? You ain't supposed to be asking me no questions. You the teacher. And a good teacher will answer the questions. And a good teacher will teach you by their answers. Let the power answer your questions, and they'll teach you where the power is. I'm just saying. There's many ways to do this. But it also relates to money. Ask the right questions, they'll tell you where the money's at. What do I know how to ask the right questions? That's why you have to connect to your subconscious mind, connect to your sixth sense, connect to infinite intelligence. Then it comes back from the super subconscious mind, infinite intelligence, which is the intelligence of God. Is it God in this question? Heck yeah. You kidding me? He created the universe. He knows when there's an imbalance. Starts to balance, when there's an imbalance, he starts to balance it out. So that means he puts people who are not listening, who are maybe not doing what they're supposed to do, to listen. Just think about it. Go read Think and Grow Rich. It's in the book. It's in the book. Seek and you shall find. So, let's talk about how you got to figure out how to ask the questions. Number one, you get emotional and channel that emotion towards the questions. And you go to the creator. And then you go to the creator and say, I am and I have in my possession the right questions to get whoop-de-whoop, wop-de-wop. And in return for the proper questions, I will give great service to my people. Or whatever you want to call it. And you got to visualize yourself going through the process and the answers coming to you. And we'll demonstrate. We're going to do a 3-minute meditation. Then we're going to go through the Mavet Way 10 Commandments, Breakthrough Declaration. And I'm going to let the leaders, the breakthrough team, have the breakthrough thought for today. Does successful leadership call for mastery of details? This is a big one. Does successful leadership, whoever the leaders are, call for mastery of details? We'll see what Napoleon Hill has to say. Mr. Mensa, how are you this morning? Good morning. Good money morning. Money morning Monday. I'm doing fantastic. I'm just sharing this morning. So could you help them with the combination of how to manifest the greatness that they desire by going through the 3-minute meditation? Could you help us out with that, please?
Certainly. Good morning. Welcome to the Mavet Mastermind Group Millionaire Crusader Community Coach Trainer Investor Call. We're going to start with our 3-minute meditation. First minute, we'll connect and reconnect with our Creator. Second minute, we'll take out our Millionaire Toolkit, in which we write on a daily basis our affirmations, the things we say we want to accomplish, things we say we'll put in the time, energy, effort, and actions along with the blessings of the Creator to make happen. The third minute, we will mentally see ourselves sitting in front of our $1 million movie theater, looking up at the big screen, watching our affirmations become reality, watching positive impact on family, friends, loved ones, communities, both physical, mental, spiritual, and financial, here in the United States, also across God's creation, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Five, 4, 3, 1. Now we take out our Millionaire Toolkit, review our affirmations, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And for our final minute, we'll mentally see ourselves in front of our $1 million movie theater, looking up at the big screen, looking at our affirmations, looking at our imagination becoming reality, looking at the things that we are striving each and every day to put into play. Assist creative mind becoming into the reality, understanding that everything is also blessed by the Creator. Just at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to you, Mr. C.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Menser. Miss Elaine. Good morning, Millionaire Elaine. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Good morning, Billionaire Mr. C.
Could you help us out with the Mavette Way 10 Commandments, please?
Absolutely, absolutely. Great morning, Mavette Way Mastermind Group. The Mavette Way 10 Commandments. Number 1, we all have struggles. Regardless of our struggles, we make things happen as a team. Number 2, you can't cash in on good intentions. Only results count. We as a team get results. Number 3, it's not excuses that get you broke, it's legitimate ones. And we as a team don't accept legitimate excuses. Number 4, if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. As a team, we make money. Number 5, we believe in the Levette way, mind, vision, energy, and technology. Number 6, we focus as a team not on what we can't do, but what we can do. Number 7, as a team, we work on it to make it happen. Number 8, as a team, we focus on ETPs, estimated time payments, GTCs, got the cash every week. Number 9, as a team, we go to the Levette Way and CEBA, Community Empowerment Business Academy, advanced trainings. And number 10, we focus as a team. We focus on being personal credit worthy, business credit worthy, and making the millionaire circle. Wealth, where is your focus? Back to you, billionaire Mr. C.
Wealth, where is your focus? As an entrepreneur, you definitely need to focus on being personal credit worthy and business credit worthy. Even though they're giving out government funding, I'm hearing that instead of many banks, not all of them, but many banks, instead of understanding that a lot of businesses are suffering, so they have to readjust their pre-approval process. Here's the news. Not all banks, but many banks are still using their traditional approval methods, which, for those of us who understand the game, which is not fair. Why? Because businesses are increasing their credit lines. Businesses are experiencing a lack of revenue, where if they could just get some assistance, it can hold them over till the stuff is figured out. However, some banks are still focused on traditional methods of approval that are not fitting into the times. But if you understand the game about being personal credit worthy and business credit worthy, you can adjust that. And then if you understand the dynamics of not dealing on a retail level or wholesale level, or in some instances, a level where you got banks that you feel are in your favor and you find they're not, just got to find the banks who are. Well, I don't know how to. You need to talk to me. You need to talk to me. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Millionaire Ebony. How are you this morning?
Fantastic morning, billionaire. I am incredible.
Could you help us with the breakthrough declaration, please?
Absolutely. The Levette Way Declaration. I declare breakthroughs are coming to the Levette family community. Sudden bursts of God's goodness. Not a trickle, not a stream, but a flood of God's power. A flood of wisdom, a flood of favor. The Levette family are breakthrough-minded millionaires. We are expecting God to overwhelm us with His goodness and amaze us with favor. This is the Levette Way Declaration. Back to you, billionaire Mr. C.
Thank you so much. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Millionaire Deborah Day. How are you this morning?
Good morning, good morning, good morning, billionaire. I am absolutely doing great. Thank you for asking.
So let's help our viewers and our listening audience. Let's help them to think and give them a focus to help them be great leaders. And the breakthrough thought for the breakthrough team, the breakthrough thought for today is, does successful leadership call for mastery of details? Does successful leadership call for mastery of details. So if you could present that to the Breakthrough team and also acknowledge who's on the call, I appreciate it.
Right, well, let's go to our COO, Millionaire Mentor. Please take the floor.
Good morning, Mavette family, guests and visitors. Does successful leadership call for mastery of details? My opinion, my experience is yes. Does not mean that you necessarily have experienced everything. For people that are your followers, or even in some cases may not necessarily be followers, but for people that for whom you have accepted responsibility for. And I remember, without mentioning the name, a young man was in a training program that I was involved with, and great young man, great employee, but he always ended up getting fired because he was always late to work. The employers loved him to death. So we couldn't figure out what the problem or the situation was. Then we really went back and looked at his situation. And what we found out was his mother was on welfare, his grandmother was on welfare. So time was not important in their household. There were no clocks in the household. Once we got him a clock, then he never had any problems with any particular jobs or positions that he had because he was an outstanding individual, an outstanding worker. So detail mastery is very important. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to experience everything that the people that you are associated with or have a leadership responsibility for, but being in a position to understand the things that are important that's taking place in their lives and the things that can make a difference in their lives. That is important, and details are always important if you want to move forward in a positive way. I'm a vet for Lower Morning Millionaire Crusader Community Coach, Trainer, Investor, because today, Monday, is a great day to start the week reaching out to two individuals, two businesses, and more, sharing how to invest $1 and getting a tremendous return. Back to you, Millionaire Deborah Day.
Thank you, Millionaire. Millionaire Daryl Mooney, please take the floor.
Well, good morning. Absolutely a successful leader as the master detail, as a leader in the Mavette opportunity. I have to master, and if you want to be a leader, you want to master the details of the system, master the details of the opportunity, so not only can you win, but you can teach and help others to win. Yes, master the details. I am a Mavette Faloa Morning Millionaire Coach, Trainer, Crusader, Investor, because I give 2 people a day or more this money. Back to you, Millionaire Deborah Day.
Thank you, Millionaire. Millionaire Elaine, please take the floor. Yes, it's very important that there's detail in leadership because it helps people, your followers, your partners, those that are working with you to be precise and all be on one accord because the details are clear. So clarity is a big thing in leading people in leadership. Clarity and absolutely those details are precise and just moving forward on one accord. I think that's the way I believe. That's what I've seen in the past, that when I've given clear directives and they understand and they let you know that they understand the directives and their detailed stepped out in order, then it makes it easier for everyone to be on one accord. And I am a Mavette Faloa Morning Millionaire Coach, Trainer, Crusader, Investor, because I will help 2 people or more get the money today. Back to you, Millionaire Deborah Day. Thank you, Millionaire. Millionaire Steve Smith, please take the floor.
Good morning. The answer to that is absolutely yes. One detail, whether it's major or whether it's minor, that may be crucial to completing the task at hand. And a leader, a successful leader, will know each and every detail and will be the one that can be counted on to provide that information. I'm a Mavette Valor Morning Millionaire Crusader Coach Trainer Investor because I, like all the people involved in the Mavette, will go out and make sure the two people are inspired and understand that they can get money absolutely available. Back to you,
Thank you, Millionaire. Millionaire Deshaun Sweeney, please take the floor.
Good morning, millionaires and billionaires. Yes, a successful leader has to master the details. But a successful leader doesn't have to be perfect. They just have to understand that there are details. They have to know the plan. They have to know the timeline, the milestones, et cetera, and all the details that are required. The devil is always in the details. And so as a leader, you need to be able to stand up, stand straight, and know your facts and know where you need to go. And to do that, you need to know the details. I am a Mavette Valor Morning Millionaire Community Crusader Coach Trainer Investor because I'm called to be financially free and support my neighbors in their financial freedom. And I will get 2 people in 2 businesses or more the money today. Back to you, Millionaire Deborah Day.
Thank you, Millionaire. We have guests on the line this morning, Millionaire Ebony, Millionaire Chiquita, Millionaire Missy, Millionaire Monty, and a Millionaire Anisha. Welcome to the call. And if you are a guest and your name wasn't called, we would like to welcome you to the call as well. And to answer that question, yes, details are is definitely required. A lot of people want to lead, but they talk about it, but they ain't being about it. And so a great leader, you have to have the details. You have to know exactly where you're going, what you're doing, how you're going to do it, how you are going to execute. That is a huge word for someone to follow you. You have to execute the details as well. And so some people, they talk about it, they want it, but they don't know how to execute the plan. And if you don't know how to execute the plan, then you can't lead individuals and you can't show individuals what the plan is. You can't explain the plan. You can't, the plan is just something that you have to know. And so a lot of people, they're very, very good with hiding and pretending that they know, but they really don't know. So a great leader is someone who don't need to hide behind any scene. They don't need to hide behind a system. They know they're in the front run. They're a front runner, and they make sure that the details are not perfect, but pretty much darn close to it. I'm a Mavette Valor Morning Millionaire Crusader Coach Trainer Investor because I know that I have been chosen to inspire, and I'll get 2 or more people the money today. Back to you, billionaire.
Excellent. Excellent. Just giving a broader perspective to get people to think, because what people think is obvious is not obvious because, especially if you're not getting what you want. What people think to be obvious is not always obvious if you're not getting what you want. That's why I love our system. We work hard on details. Like we're in pre-launch right now. And there are things that when you're in pre-launch, you wish could be there because you have a passion for details, but you know that everything takes time. However, you still have a detailed mentality because you know the importance of it. And here's something else. Don't look for perfection, look for direction. But you can't have no direction unless you have details on where you want to go. That's why I love our mastermind group, because we do have details. For example, we educate you on the subconscious mind that comes from Think and Grow Rich. This is part of the detail, why details are also documented. Documentation beats conversation. This book arguably probably helped more millionaires and billionaires than any book of its time since its creation in the 30s. Matter of fact, it was created during the Great Depression. So if you're in a recession, you should go to the plan that has worked in the past that's detailed. And believe me, this is detailed. From understanding infinite intelligence, the subconscious mind, the I am, and God, as it's called in the book, the ether, that's where the intelligence is. Nothing's been created, nothing's been destroyed. That means the answer is there. You just have to know how to connect to it and then transition it to the high spiritual sixth sense and transition it to what we call, or I call, the positive subconscious mind. You got to understand that the subconscious mind and the body of the subconscious mind is a loyal foot soldier. That means your movements is based on your subconscious mind, not your conscious mind. These are details that you need to understand when you're trying to get what you want. And understand that emotion is extremely important. And when you got emotion, man, you can do some great things. However, you have to control your thoughts and emotions. When you control your thoughts and emotions and you put it in a formulation of the greatness that you desire, kings and queens, you have a perspective and you get an answer of the details that you need to have. Don't put it in man's hands, because man or women with power ain't gonna give it to you. So you have to be strategic. Power don't want to give up power. You got to go take power strategically, not take it just emotionally. You got to take power strategically. However, you got to sometimes throw a little extra emotion on it to get them to pay attention. And things just happen. Things just happen. Some things you want to happen and some things you don't want to happen. That's the way it is. But ain't that like war? When you go to war, when you're in a battle, whether on the battlefield, whether it's your country against another country, or you're at a war for fairness, gonna be some casualties. But you still need to be strategic and focused and control your thoughts and emotions. You notice after battles and after the war, what do they always do? Both sides now are paying attention. What's the next step? Negotiation. And whoever negotiates the best wins the game. You got to get to the negotiation. And when you get to the negotiation, you got to have details. They don't have to be perfect. But you have to have a plan. You got to plan your work to work your plan. And as you're transitioning in the plan, infinite intelligence will come in. So, aren't those details that I just shared with you? Throughout history, look throughout history, there are many times where individuals of power were put in a position where they had to pay attention. And unfortunately, the negotiations were weak. But it's a new time with a communication line. A communication line that's revealing the truth. Can't hide the truth no more. The truth is the truth. And when the truth is revealed, people start to listen. Not a perception, but what's real. You can't deny what you see is real. And when real, I mean real starts to rise, like the reality of unfairness, people wake up. Everybody wakes up. And good folks are good folks, and bad folks are bad folks. And the good folks ain't having it. And even within the good folks, there's some bad folks. That's the way the game is, unfortunately. But the stronger minds will prevail. You know, y'all always got some folks in your family, little cray-cray. There's crazy positive and crazy negative. Crazy positive when you helping people because everybody said you crazy to help people. Crazy positive when you hurting people. I'm talking about crazy negative right now. You got folks, this is the way it's going to be. Ain't nothing perfect. Don't look for perfection, look for direction. But once you get them to pay attention, move strategically. Move strategically. And with strategy comes from knowledge, strategy, utilize your resources, utilize your tools, and then you execute. Here, we write this down. Knowledge, strategy, resources, because now you got your resources aligned. Use your negotiation tools, and then you execute. You can apply that to anything. Sounds like details to me. The key is getting everybody on one accord. Getting all the knowledge on one accord. And when you get all the knowledge on one accord, everyone doesn't have to be right. If you really got knowledge on one accord, we all got to say, even if we all disagree, let's agree on moving forward. Disregard the little things and look at the big things. Let's all get this knowledge that we have. Let's set up a strategy. Don't look for perfection, look for direction. Let's utilize our resources. Let's utilize our tools that we've been able to get all this information on, and let's execute. Everyone's looking for perfection. It ain't there. So let's eliminate that. Let's look at direction. I'm just saying. What I know, don't pay crazy attention to me. I'm crazy, don't pay attention to me. A lot of smart people out there. I wish I was one of them. Shows you don't have to be smart to be successful. There's people smarter than me. I know they're going to figure it out. So our way to contribute is not just talk about it, but be about it. How much time I got? Oh, okay, just enough time. We're going to talk about how, first we're going to acknowledge the individuals who are getting their minds together. I always start with my affirmation. In the name of the I Am, infinite intelligence, highest holy spiritual sixth sense, take over my subconscious mind with my consent or cooperation to have almighty power working at the basis of my life, then have the ability to manifest anything I desire into its physical realm. Then I can do anything I have to do, go anywhere I have to go, create anyway I have to create, and be anything I have to be. I cannot be defeated. Now, these are the individuals who are affirming on what I said earlier. They're affirming the greatness that they desire. And you got to be on one accord. If you look at it, it says, we are on one accord. different individuals, even with different beliefs and even different focuses and different goals, can be on one accord. We are on one accord. We're blessed and highly favored with the Creator, Anisha Moore, Monte Gilliam, Darrell Mooney, Barry Mensa, Stephen Smith, Deborah Day, Ebony Richards, Deshaun Sweeney. Like, we're on one accord. We're helping people get the money. We're organized and we're structured. If you look at our services right now, for those of you who may have some challenges in getting money for your business, we got your back. If I go to the services right now, let's click on this. This is our website. Get with the person who invited you down. We have what we call the Second Chance Business Funding Program. Now, for those of you who've been getting turned down, you need a second chance, because I know some folks, for whatever reason, they're getting turned down. It is what it is. I'm not going to be down on nobody. But here you go. Here's your second chance. I am the creator in me that we got business funding. Second chance. Any of you guys out there need a second chance? We got your back. We got your back. Boom. Click and roll now. Boom. Unsecured funding, no collateral required. Obtain capital for business or personal use, $25,000 to $400,000. Minimum. Look at this, guys. So for those of you who are going to these banks and you got to have 700 scores, here we go. Minimum 660 credit scores required on all three bureaus. No inquiries within the last 60 days. Bankruptcies must be 2 years old or more. 50% or less credit usage. Proof of income. Minimum 3 active and current trade lines. No co-borrowers. And we fill it out. It's for free. And then even if you didn't get approved, I know means not now. What do you mean by that, Mr. C? Once we evaluate where you're at, even if you don't qualify, then we bring you down to the let me go over here. Bang. Which is free services. Come on. There you go. See, we already know, folks. Instead of just saying denied and then you wondering what's happening, how about the free credit wealth blueprint? Well, we evaluate your credit file and tell you what you need to do to get the money. You got to have some imagination and some faith. And you put a strategy with that and attention to details. You could potentially accomplish your goal. Did you hear all the breakthrough leaders? We're going to give some folks some money. We throw that out into the universe every morning. Listen, no, I'm going to give 2 or more people the money today because we know our businesses need this money. So we're going to throw it out. Instead of talking about it, we're going to be about it. Then we got the professionalism and the strategy and the attention to details on what you need to do to get the money. Our cause is to empower communities of all races and financial backgrounds through personal growth, financial education, and wealth creation. Got access to over 200 banks across the country. And we work with individuals who specialize in helping people who are credit challenged. You've had an opportunity to get a great credit score, say 750 or higher. What would be the 2 things you want to accomplish? Well, I got to get my business off the ground. I got to refinance. Okay, let's talk about it. You had an opportunity to get the money you needed for your dream and vision. How much would that be? 50 grand, 100 grand, 200 grand? Let's talk about it. You had an opportunity to earn a comfortable monthly income. Say you want to make some money. Shoot, we got a system to help you with that. Guess what? We helped a lot of people in your same situation. You need to be sharing this. Get with the person who invited you on this broadcast. And if you can't get that, if you don't know who invited you, you can hit me up. You can hit me up. Leave your information with me. you can go to iamthecreatorinme.info. iamthecreatorinme.info. www.iamthecreatorinme.info. And when you get there, it's going to say, fill out this form below. I need to know your first name, your last name, your best email address, if you have a Skype ID, your telephone number. Let me know what country you're from. They got to be in the United States, but I still like to know that. Leave me your comments and submit. Hit me up. I am the creator in me.info. I am the creator in me.info. But get with the person who invited you on, because first thing I'm going to ask you is where you hear it from, and I'm going to make sure I refer to that person, because they get vibration frequency points. We're going to show the points this week. See who's number 1, number 2, number 3. Hope we helped you out this morning. Our goal is to educate, motivate, and inspire you, entertain you a little bit, but more importantly, get you to think. Because when we start thinking collectively, strategy is extremely important. And we got a lot of smart people out there I know are ready to be on one accord. I know they are. To come up with strategies to help us all move forward. We're getting ready to do some, Miss Elaine, are we going to do some day trading today?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
For those of you who got to go, 3 types of individuals in this world: people who make things happen, people who watch things happen, and people who say what happened. I believe what we shared with you could put you in a position to make things happen. So be blessed, and we'll see you at the top. For those of you who want to hang out a little bit, we're going to give you 30 minutes of knowledge on day trading, and it's absolutely free. And you can't beat that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the screen share. Let's share this screen here. Boom. Let's do the screen share. Microphone, no, don't allow. Camera, don't allow. Oh, I'm on the wrong area. Let me fix this. Give me a second, Miss Elaine. I got to sign out of something and sign into something. I'm excited to hear what Mr. Mensa has to say, too, what's happening in our economy. Gives us a perspective. Gmail. Dun, 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 dun. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Give me a second. There we go. Now, let's go here. Boom. There we go. Microphone, don't allow. Don't allow. We are presenting. Gotta admit, Monte in the house. Got that information, Monte. Thank you. Appreciate it. Allow. Now I'm presenting to everyone. I should